Okay, let's go. Oh, is this the order? Let's say one.
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Starting the day with a little Aerosmith in the background, which again, I hope that you can't hear because they'll mute our show because it's a licensed song. And one of the worst interviews of my previous career in radio, unfortunately, was Joey Kramer, the drummer of Aerosmith. He was not good. My two, and this always surprises people, my two interviews that I thought would have gone better that didn't, Rainn Wilson, not good. Dwight from The Office, he could have cared less. His wife even went to the University of Iowa Writers School or Workshop. He was not nice. It's a very awkward interview, a lot of editing. And then Joey Kramer, the drummer with Aerosmith. So, in case you were wondering, I know you were going to send me some fan mail, some snail mail. Tony, when you were in radio for 11 years, which two interviews really did not go that well? Well, there's the answer for the next time you're playing Tony Tone useless trivia. You'll have that ready to go. I'm glad that you're here, Hy-Vee Today. We're at Thursday. Again, my car, my good-looking Toyota Sienna.
Yes.
Told me it was 52 degrees on the way to school drop off. And then I felt like the bad dad because my first grader did not have a coat on. Am I the bad dad? Betsy's looking at me like, how do you have kids and have another one on the way? He didn't have a coat on, but he went from the car, the very good-looking Toyota Sienna van, straight into school. So he had about approximately 20 steps from the vehicle with the power sliding doors straight into the school. So I don't really feel like the worst dad ever. I hope my wife isn't watching. I haven't seen her pop up on Facebook. She'll probably say, like, there's 17 coats in the laundry room. Why didn't you think to grab one? And I'll tell her to not call me out on social media. She's not watching, so we're good. Hey, I do want to mention something that we did last night before we get to our first guest. We had our third sold-out keto cooking class. Ryan Broderson coming in hot. Hy-Vee Facebook page. Pull up some pics if you could. Thanks to everybody that was there. Since June 4th, and I know that you probably are aware of this, but you know, I started the keto diet June 4th. I've lost 85 pounds. It's going very well for me. I'm a less of the man than I used to be. Here's some pictures from last night. There's Chef Tess. By the way, Chef Tess is just wonderful. Again, I know that you know that. Those are, go back to that for a second, Rye Guy. Quick Fingers McGee over there. Okay. Those are chocolate chip cookie dough fat bombs. So that is sugar-free, ultra-low carb, and it's a fat bomb. And the keto diet, of course, you burn a lot of fat, and that is fuel. I know what you're thinking, Tony, that looks like a golf bowl. It's cookie dough. There's no egg in it, and it tasted incredible. Back to the pictures, gents. I want to show the rest of these. Look at how good Chef Tess is in the kitchen. I'm telling you, that stir-fry was fantastic, as are my camera skills, Ryan Broderson. There's the homemade marinara. So she made a marinara sauce in front of the class, put it on top of spaghetti squash, or as my father-in-law would say, spaghetti squash. And it was delightful. How many people can I offend this morning that I'm related to? A couple picks of Irish butter, which we always use in the class. That's the good stuff. And I think there's maybe one or two more picks, Rye Guy. Some products from the health market, keto proteins to stuff you can put in your coffee with some MCT oil. There's those chocolate chip cookie dough fat bombs. And maybe one more pick, Rye. I think there's a panoramic coming up. That's a chorizo, cauliflower chorizo hash with egg in it. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you where the leftovers went. How about spinach dip? And again, this is all stuff that's good for you. There you go. So thanks to everybody that came out. It was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you this right now. We will have Keto Cooking 4, Keto Cooking Class 4. The theme is going to be holidays and cocktails. So we will have keto-friendly cocktail samples that you can have. October 24th is the date. Tickets will go on sale October 10th at customer service. First come, first serve, $10 each. Don't miss out. Let's get to our first guest who is back with us on Hy-Vee Today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost matching. I just realized that. TJ Deere, General Manager. Good to see you, buddy, with Toyota Muscatine, which is located not that far from here. Now you understand, friends, why I kept mentioning my Toyota Sienna. TJ Deere.
Yes.
I was up late. I went to bed at 2 a.m.
Oh, my.
Not that you needed to know that, but we were recording a couple podcasts.
Yes.
Last night, and I got into the van at 1:30 at the movie theater. It was cold.
Right.
Flipped on the seat warmers.
Nice.
And this booty was on fire. Are seat warmers the greatest innovation in your business, in the car business, in the last 30 years?
I don't know if they're the greatest invention because it's not really a safety item, but I would say from a comfort and convenience standpoint, yeah, it's right up there.
These Toyota vehicles, as a family member of mine who sells vehicles, put it, the transmissions, they're bulletproof. And I love that that's my cousin that sells cars. Shout out to Cousin Joe. They're very safe. We've talked about the safety innovations, helping you if you start to go over the center lane to bring you back.
Toyota safety sense,
But the seat warmers,
come on, man,
are just great. And
it's
I
nice.
feel highfalutin because this is the first vehicle that I've owned that has seat warmers.
Wow.
And here we sit on a morning where it was 52 degrees. I had it turned on again. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's little things that you need. Like, yeah, that's why I invested in this quality of a vehicle.
correct.
A lot of times it's like, that DVD screen behind me, that's why I'm super happy with this. But ultimately, it's because this Toyota Sienna van that I have, will literally run forever.
Well, and that's exactly right. I'm glad you said that, because what Toyota's known for is obviously reliability and resale value, and as we talked about too, is the safety side of it as well. I think they're the safest cars on the planet, and with their Toyota Safety Sense that they have, they prove that year in and year out. So, yeah, not only do you get some comfort and convenience, you get, obviously, there's the Sienna van right there. You get a lot of your safety stuff, your precious prizes, precious cargo that you have. Yeah. You definitely want to make sure that they're safe and taken care of. So
I have a truck or a SUV. Listen, I wouldn't. If you were ever leaning 4Runner, take it for a while. I'd be like, oh, thanks, Tej, and I'd go. But I'm cool with my van. It's very practical.
Yes.
People know that I DJ weddings and stuff, so I can fit a ton of things. I'm having a third kid soon.
Yeah.
Would you like to sponsor my third kid? Lucy, brought to you by Toyota of Muscatine. It's available.
I might have to pass on that one, but you never know.
I feel like that's a good opportunity. Brand awareness. What about a Toyota of Muscatine onesie that she could wear in the hospital? How much would that be worth?
I'm not sure. I haven't really been asked that before, Tony, but anything's possible, right?
Yeah. TJ, what people need to understand is that I'm a sellout and I got to buy diapers. So if the baby needs to wear a Toyota Muscatine onesie for her first 6 months of life, we'd make it happen.
I get it. I have 3 kids myself, so
you understand.
I've been there. My kids are a lot older now,
sure,
since I'm a lot older than you. So I know how that goes as far as diapers, wipes. I mean, you name
wild,
it. It's crazy. And I God bless you for that, because those days are gone for me, and not that I don't miss them.
Sure.
But it does get expensive.
I'll definitely let you change a diaper, and I appreciate the offer.
I'm excited.
I
offered, but okay.
Okay, well, you did. You gestured it.
Okay.
My son's in first grade here in Muscatine, and then I got another son that's in PK3. It goes like 3 days a week. When my oldest, Henry, gets to second grade next year, this is exciting. So for folks watching, Toyota Muscatine bringing a program to Muscatine into second grade classrooms, Kind-Hearted Kids Education Program via this 2x2 company. So this is really exciting.
Very exciting.
To be able to get a program into a class full of second graders that helps them become better people.
Correct.
So this
absolutely.
Toyota Muscatine is part of a family. There's another Toyota dealership in Dubuque.
Correct.
And the Weber family really believes in this 2x2 education program.
Yes.
So bringing it to Muscatine in the second grade classrooms is so important, and it's just arrived this year, right?
Yeah, we just started this program. We're very proud of that. I know Dubuque's been doing it for a few years now.
Sure.
And it's been a great curriculum for them up there. And we're super excited to bring it here to Muscatine, and we're obviously being sponsors of it. We know the how to run it, how to do it.
Sure.
And it's one of those things where it's not about 1 + 1. It's not about how to spell something. It's about how to be a person in your community, to give back to the community, and being a good steward of your community. So it's one of those programs that I think actually is really good for future kids and molding them into being productive citizens. And we're very proud to be a part of it.
So from what I read up on 2x2, they're able to use things like animals to help teach kids ethics.
Correct.
And if you recall, friends watching live or at home, like Colleen and Megan and Crystal and Rita and Chad and RJ, there's a lot of people on Facebook. Like, there's not a lot of ethics classes offered for second graders because you're 7 or 8 years old. So this type of program is super important. So I'm just going to read you what I took off of this release because I love it. 2x2 helps children learn ethics and strong character, and they want to create children who care for, appreciate, and respect people, animals, and the environment. So in second grade, you're working on math and still kind of honing your reading skills and history and getting introduced to some different things. This is a program for sure that is important because I guarantee you that, and it's just starting this year, I guarantee you that, TJ, as these second graders progress, they will look back fondly on what they learned during the 2x2, the Kind-Hearted Kids Educational Program.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
It's
for
definitely
them.
great building blocks for our youth, and like I said, we thought it was important to bring it here to Muscatine,
Yeah.
and when we did, it was one of those things where it just made sense, and since we had it up in our sister store in Dubuque,
Yeah.
and our owners are very in tune with the community and want to be good corporate
Sure.
sponsors when it comes to our community. So they said this is a no-brainer to bring to our community, and like I said, we're very proud to be a part of it. And let's face it, with today's society and what's going on out around us, a teacher or whatever, a class like this really helps us out in regards to what's going on around us right now
Yeah.
in society. So
It can definitely reinforce strong values, and that starts at home, of course, but isn't it nice to know now that for second graders here in Muscatine, that will be something that they continue to hear about when they're at school. And school is a time, I just spoke at Madison Elementary School yesterday about attendance, right down the road from the store here at Hy-Vee. And they have captive ears, these young kids. You have 3 kids yourself. You know that at that young age, they're like a sponge.
Correct.
And they soak up everything, and they're always listening. And that's why I try not to say like bad words in my house, because then they repeat it, and it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. But that they're so captive. There's a great picture. And the lady that started this program, this 2x2, by the way, a former teacher. So
Correct.
who better to understand how to speak to young children than someone that spent years in the classroom, right?
makes all the sense in the world, right?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
So this is really exciting. I know that there has been some press that has gotten out about it. There's an article in the Voice of Muscatine newspaper, and you guys are doing a good job serving the community. You have to be invested where you operate a business.
Yeah, no
You
question.
have
It's
to do
it's
it.
giving back.
Yeah.
Obviously, the community comes and sponsor, helps us out, and by buying cars and doing service with the great product that we do have. And then obviously what works in relationship with that is our willingness to give back.
Yeah.
With the Teacher of the Month, and now with this 2x2, it just makes it an exciting time to be a part of Toyota Muscatine. I'm very proud of that. And like I said, our owners are really involved within the community and being a corporate sponsor for our community, and being a smaller town like Muscatine is. I think it's vitally important for us, and not only for the community, but for our company.
Yeah.
To show that, hey, it's not just about selling cars. It's not just about servicing cars, fixing dents in cars. It's also about, hey, this is our community. Let's
Absolutely.
give back. So it's awesome.
Yeah, Megan on Facebook says, love Toyota Muscatine's involvement in the community. They've also participated in the Wii Bowling at Sunnybrook. So,
That's
right.
correct.
There's so many different ways
Yeah.
to get connected to this great community of Muscatine and Wilton and the surrounding areas. It's wonderful. You mentioned Teacher of the Month. So, Ryan, if we go to Toyota Muscatine Facebook page, certainly you can always see what's going on there. And a familiar face cruising around, Sam Paul, who I've known for a number of years now. I always enjoy, and I've said this before, I tend to see the Toyota of Muscatine Teacher of the Month vehicle cruising around town. And it's a nice nod to our educators. Also, some money comes along with it for them to
Yep.
buy supplies for their classroom. Sam is an example of one of those educators that's all in.
Yeah,
you know?
we give the $250 besides giving a free car to drive that gets great gas mileage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things that we hear a lot about. We get a lot of good feedback from that, so that's
Sure.
good. It's just another thing that we can give back and support our community.
It's fun. So you're a sports guy. A lot of people might not know that. You have 3 kids. You have a son who is a senior.
Correct, yep.
Senior in high school that may have the potential to go on and play football at the next level.
Never know. Yeah, he's gotten some looks, and we'll see what happens. And we're halfway through our season, so it'll be fun to see how the next half goes and playoffs, and hopefully it'll be good. So it's really exciting, and it's kind of bittersweet because, I was talking to Jimmy Greenhaw, who a lot of the community knows, and his family, and he's like, that's the one thing I miss, with his son Drew being gone, is the Friday Night Lights. And I hate to say this, but this is going by pretty quick for me, and
oh man,
and being a fan and whatever, to watch my kids, as everybody who has kids and has in sports, speaking of their Griff and my daughter Riley, but yeah, it's exciting, and and it's fun. So it's just I'm trying to slow this
Right.
fall down, but it's coming fast, and we're down in Burlington this week. So
Cool.
And obviously I follow the Muscatine football team too, and they've been
100%.
doing really well. And Andy Foster, one of my sales guys too. He goes to all the games, and I met the athletic director. What a great guy!
Oh, Mike Morgan's incredible. He's incredible.
We were at the first Muscatine game and watched that one, and I'm excited for them, and hopefully they can make the playoffs and do well in their district.
You cannot tackle Tim Nimley, Muscatine's running back. He's
He
a
is
sophomore.
tough.
He's a sophomore, and he looks like he could be playing on Saturdays at a big college. He is that.
No doubt.
I mean,
Yeah.
we watch him each week with our highlights with Muskie Express, break 5, 6, 7 tackles. He is just a manimal.
Yes, he is.
And he's a sophomore,
He's a
TJ.
sophomore, yeah.
And that's
That's good
your
for
son,
Muscatine.
Griff, I mean, plays offensive line.
Yes.
That's a position that, boy, college NFL teams need quality the Green Bay Packers needs. There's a lot of teams that need quality offensive linemen, and that's a position that's evolved over the years. Offensive linemen now are probably in better shape than they've ever been.
No question.
They're almost
the Len
svelte.
Dawson when they're in the halftime having a beer and a cigarette. It just doesn't happen anymore, right?
It's not It's not
That's a famous
thing.
photo. Anybody
Right.
wants to
Yeah,
Google
it's
Len
true.
Dawson
It's true.
at halftime of the Super Bowl. It's it's pretty fun.
All you have to do is look at a lineman from the 80s, early 90s, and they got the little stomach hanging out. It's not the case anymore. These are
these guys
giant,
are put together. Yeah.
Right? It's really exciting. All right, so we'd be remiss to not mention what else is going on at the dealership as far as we're sitting here almost end of the month for September.
Yes.
Any opportunities, incentives for folks that are looking for that upgrade in a vehicle, maybe a vehicle for their family, for themselves. There's the picture that TJ was mentioning. That's hilarious.
Fantastic, guys.
Back in my day, football players
that's
used
Len
to have
Dawson
smoke
from
on
the
the
Chiefs.
sidelines.
Halftime.
That is amazing. Wow. So what's going on at Toyota Muscatine as far as getting
Well,
vehicles out there?
we just had a letter out to the community. It's called Trade Keys.
Okay.
And a lot of times what we're seeing right now with 14, 15, 16-year models,
Sure.
that they can upgrade, get new body styles, new technology,
Sure.
the new Toyota Safety Sense, and not have to raise their payment,
Awesome.
maybe lower a payment. As I've told you many times, our information's free. There's no obligation to buy from us, but we're here to give you the information. And if you like what you hear, you like the car, we'd love to sell you a car and take care of you during the sale. But also, we have our service department that we have that does a great job. We're a full service dealership with like I said, the service. We also have our body shop, and Josh Keeler and the gang do a great job of keeping you updated on a car that we are coming into body shop season with. I hate to say it, but deer are on the prowl. You have some slick roads out there. Abra Body does a great job for us, and Josh is the leader of that group. And it's just like I said, it's a full service place, and we love to give all the information out that we can. And we also feel that I've said this to you many times too, but people buy from people that they like.
Yeah.
And we've got an old crew there that do a great job, and Jimmy Greenhall, Russ Fuller, Rick Adams. You got Andy Foster and our new guy Frank Cruz. They'll help you out and take care of you and get you all that stuff, and hopefully it makes sense and we can earn your business.
It's exciting to see because I do follow the Toyota Muscatine on Facebook, and Frank Cruz just the other day. And Ryan, see if you can find this picture. Frank had 2 customers come in, and it was like a his and her RAV4 and a Toyota 4Runner. That was super fun to see that, because that's ultimately what it's all about. And I haven't said this on the show because I was saving it for the next time you or someone from Toyota was here, but my wife was driving a Toyota Corolla, and it was a very good vehicle. There's the picture I was referencing. A little his and her action right there, right?
The Weiserts, yes.
That's super fun. So a 4Runner and a RAV4.
He's a former Army guy.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
cool.
This guy actually goes out and does reenactments. He just came back from Rockford from a World War II reenactment.
Fantastic.
So I thought that was fascinating, but just a great couple and easy to work with, and we were able to find both vehicles for them, and a couple weren't on our lot, but we went and got them for them, and that's the other side of it too. If you don't see it on our lot, as far as a new car goes, we can go out there and get these cars for you. We can pull within 300 miles of us, and even farther if we have to get the car that best suits your needs as far as color, options,
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of thing.
You
So-
can be picky. So my wife had this Toyota Corolla, and then we decided to have another baby.
Yes,
So we needed a little bit more room.
little upgrade, yeah.
And it's just ridiculous if I told you, like, it would be the shortest story ever. It would almost be boring how easy it was to go from, reaching out to TJ and Jimmy and kind of saying what we
It
were
was
looking
real easy,
for,
yeah.
to my wife going over, basically getting, toss the keys, hop in the SUV. She took it for a ride, actually brought it over here to the store. I got in it, and I was like, yep, this is sweet. And a couple signatures, and you're done. I mean, it's like, it's that...
It's that simple, yeah. And
never once has anyone been like, you need this. I've never, no pressure. I mean, it's just,
Yep.
it's a for people that haven't visited you for car business, they will be pleasantly surprised at how different of an atmosphere it is. Like, if there is a stereotype about buying cars, it is the exact opposite of that.
You're absolutely right, and that's the one thing we pride ourselves in is making the customer feel, hey, here's our information, and we want you to make your best decision. We don't care. I mean, we don't care what car you buy from us. We want to assist you in that buying process. And I'll tell you, the nice thing about, especially pre-owned, all pre-owned Toyotas come with 2 years prepaid maintenance.
Absolutely.
That's complimentary on any used Toyota that we have. And let's face it, almost all of our used cars are, Toyotas are bought there,
Right.
serviced there, traded into there.
Yep.
So we know the history, we know the people. I mean, these people upgrade their cars. Their used cars are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And the history behind them. That's the biggest. Some of these other places you go to, where do they get these cars? Where do they come from? We have stories. We have people that...
I have a story from my van. Jimmy Greenhaw was like, hey, Tone, whatever, I can't think of the guy's name that runs Lee Agency. Yeah, that was his van.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And everything was done here. It's
the
like,
service records
okay.
are right there, and that's
Yeah.
a lot of the majority of our cars are like that.
100%.
So, not only are you getting obviously a Toyota, but the history behind it. And
Right.
that's the biggest fear for a lot of people who buy used cars. I don't know where this car's been,
Right.
who's driven it, that kind of thing. And most of our cars, we have that information for you, which is great. I've worked at a few dealerships, and I can tell you, that's not always the case.
It is nice to know the little backstory, and it makes you just feel that much better about making your decision. All right, TJ Deere, this
Awesome.
2x2 Kind-Hearted Kids educational program in the second grade classrooms here in Muscatine. Again, my first grader will be experiencing this next year. I'm super excited for him. It's helping kids with their ethics and their values, and it just lines up with what y'all try and do every day at
Amen.
Toyota of Muscatine. It's great to
Awesome,
see you.
man. Thanks for having us.
coming in. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Have a safe trip to Burlington tomorrow.
Yes, excited.
It's
So-
a boring drive. No offense to Burlington, but it could be more exciting of a ride.
I have a sister who lives in Wapo, so I might stop by there and
Wapo is
say
great.
hi and
Yeah.
do all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
maybe hit the casino after the game.
Yeah,
right?
head
I
over
just
to
have all
the-
these ideas.
Yeah, the
Or
Catfish Bend or whatever
Yeah,
it's
what's the
called.
place called with all the video games in Burlington?
Fun City, yeah,
thank
that's
you.
it. They
I've
got a
been
great
there
golf
one
course down
time.
there too.
Oh.
I've actually played at both golf courses,
Nice.
but they have some pretty good golf courses down there in Burlington too. So no, so maybe I'll go early because I'm off tomorrow and grab the sticks.
Wow,
and,
now he's just bragging. All right, and let me know when you get a DeLorean at the dealership, okay?
yeah, Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox will be there. Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Good. All right, you heard it here first. Very good. Well, let's go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, which is looking at my friends at Starbucks, and a great-looking coffee mug, by the way, that is Iowa themed. So that's super cool. I like that a lot. Thank you, pal. It's good to see you. So that's super exciting. The Starbucks gear that's available that looks like the state that we all, for the most part, live in, which is the great state of Iowa. Very good. And again, the Starbucks beverage that I'm having on this show, not every morning, but a couple, is totally keto friendly, sugar free, and high in fat. All right, very good. Betsy, we good? We're gonna get ready for our next guest, and we have some fun props. I love when we have props on this show. And then we will go to the Toyota Muscatine Car Cam in just a moment. But I want to get down to business. Coral is here for the first time. Coral, how are you? How do you say your last
How are
name?
you? Danit.
Danit. Of course it's that easy.
It is.
And you can see it on the screen, folks. No way folks at home would have got that right. I was thinking it's going to be like Danette or Danette, or you would have said
Oh,
like...
no, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, no, that's great. All right, so you're with 7G Distributing.
Correct.
And this worked out really well. I had emailed Brent who also has a
Yes.
fun last name, Klinkenberg.
His is a little bit more
Klinken-
eccentric than
Yeah,
mine.
he should be
Yes.
like a Star Trek character with that last name. And I said, we need to talk fall beers because we're sitting here in the end of September, and I know that a lot of these have been out before that, but for some people like myself, like you get to be a creature of habit where you come into a place like Hy-Vee and you get your Busch Light, and then maybe you have another favorite or Bud Heavy or whatever. But I just want people to understand that when they're at Wine and Spirits and they see a few of these examples, that they should want to try it.
Right.
So I want to start with this Elysian.
Elysian, yes.
Okay, Elysian. So this is Elysian Night Owl. Betsy, if you want to zoom in on this. I've actually tried this. When I got off work a week and a half ago, there were some samples being
Yes.
poured out. I was off the clock. This is a very nice pumpkin ale.
It's very good. We actually just did a sampling in Dubuque at Oktoberfest, and we had someone taste it, and their reaction was amazing. They were like, "This tastes like my memories from my childhood."
That is
And I'm
awesome.
like- and he immediately went and bought some.
Good. It's not super. This is where I'm not like the beer expert. It's not. Oh, great picture by the way, Ryan.
Ooh,
it's
beautiful.
not super pumpkin-y. I feel like there's
No.
some good spice to it.
Yes,
it's like
there's-
fall in a glass.
There's real ginger and
Ooh.
cinnamon in it.
Wow.
They are brewed with actual pumpkins.
Really?
Yes.
That's exciting. So I just said that I didn't think it was really pumpkin-y. It's brewed with real pumpkins, but that's just it. I think there's this balance that has to exist because, whether you buy it in this 6-pack form or, you can always mix and match 6-packs at Hy-Vee. Wow, that
Yes.
looks really good too. I want a pumpkin ale or a fall beer that's palatable enough to where I can have more than one. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Not too heavy.
Right.
Nice, clean, and crisp.
Yes.
Finish.
And that's what I feel like they've achieved with this Elysian. It's
Yes.
it's really good, and it says right on there what's in it, and it's very nice. I really think if you're looking for something to try around this season, you should check that out.
delicious.
From Iowa City, Coralville area,
Yes.
Hawktoberfest.
Yes, this is a Marzen lager.
Ooh.
It is actually a recipe from hundreds of years ago from
Cool.
Munich.
Wow, really?
Yes.
How did they get access to that?
I don't know.
Who knows what they're up to at Back Pocket Brewing?
Yeah.
But this is an example of a fun story with that Back Pocket Brewing and the fact that they've really been able to expand their brand. And that's where, what y'all get to do at 7G is exciting, because certainly you're going to have these mainstays in Budweiser and Bud Light and Anheuser always does a good job of rolling out different alliterations with Bud Orange being popular and Bud Light Lime. But being able to work with some of these, quote unquote, craft or smaller breweries, I mean, that's got to be really exciting because you're able to get their products to more people, right?
Yes.
And it's just fun to be able to sit here and say, hey, this was brewed not that far from
Right.
where we're sitting, and it's
delicious.
available. And I don't know if I've tried this, but I love that it says on the 6-pack, born and brewed in Iowa. So if you're the kind of person, again, that likes that think local, drink local, this is right up your alley. And by the way, there is Brent behind us right now building a display.
Hiding from the camera.
Yeah. Hey, Brent. How you doing, buddy? We got you. There he is. He's so funny. He says in his email back to me, not that I don't want to be on. And then he's right there. I didn't think he was going to be down here. That's good. Yeah. Betsy, is that your camera? Zoom in on him really quick. Let's just show him working. Yeah. I'm like, wait, we got a camera. There he is. There's Brent. Look at that. We got that good camera. That good zoom. He's got a great beard, by the way. That is a fall beard. All right. Very good. And putting up some Michelob Ultra and Bud Light. A product, Coral, that is... I've had this, and it's
Delicious.
almost too good to be true. This
Yes.
Budweiser Copper Lager. So just tell everybody, like, how did this come to be? Because it's two things that I've always been a fan of, Budweiser and Jim Beam, and now they've sort of created this delicious Frankenstein monster. And I mean that with
Right.
all due respect, because who would
Oh,
have
I
ever
know.
thought that Budweiser and Jim Beam would partner up to create
Isn't
something?
that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you said, Anheuser-Busch is trying to expand our palates a little bit and partnered with Jim Beam. So it's your Budweiser that you know and love, and then it is aged in bourbon staves.
Jeez Louise.
So it puts that nice,
Right.
clean, crisp finish on it, and it's delicious. Even my grandma likes it.
Even your grandma, even Coral's, shout out to Coral's grandma. Hashtag grandmas are the best, and they really are. I mean, I'll tell you this, the first time I tried it, I was just so impressed because it's got what you've come to know and love with Budweiser and Beam. Neither overpower each other, so you could not sit here and say that, well, that's just beer that tastes like Jim Beam or Jim Beam that tastes like beer. That's where I think what people get to do for jobs like creating these flavors and working it out and R&D and testing it. Like, not only that, but I'm a fan of how it's bottled.
I was going to say the same thing. I love the packaging.
Yeah.
I love the bottle.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is, you know, and I know that Budweiser kind of rolled out, I can't remember the name of the one. It was
Freedom Reserve?
Freedom Reserve, and then before that there was like a older, like, wasn't there like an older, I can't remember what it was called, but that was the first time that I encountered these bottles, and it's great. It's and by the way, you know, 6.2%.
Yeah,
so
that'll get you.
You're gonna know it's there if you have a couple of those. So drink responsibly, of course, but it's just nice to know that there are fun options available. So certainly with what you get to do at 7G. And getting out and doing events, and you guys have great footprints with social media. Do you have like a personal favorite or a go-to beer? I mean, is it hard? It's got to be hard to do, I imagine.
I'm a Bud Light girl through and through.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, but being a light lager fan, this Oktoberfest is perfect for your palate. Sure. Like, if you're a light beer drinker, this Oktoberfest is amazing. Good. And then this, you know, pumpkin ale is going to be a little bit heavier. And then I think the Budweiser Copper Lager is a little bit in between. It's not too heavy, but it's not super light either. So.
Wow. The pumpkin, I didn't realize that. The Elysian Pumpkin Ale is 6.7%. Yeah. So that is heavier than is that right? Okay. Woo. So you could have a couple Elysians and maybe have a conversation with a pumpkin if you've never done that before. Betsy, you talk to pumpkins all the time, right? Are you 21? You're 21 now, right? Okay. I almost want to just like throw you one of these and you catch it, crack it, and just... Or take two of them and Stone Cold Steve Austin them. You get that reference. Don't lie. Is there anything coming down the pike? Because like we're in fall and then there'll be sort of these winter beers. Is there anything coming up that will be coming back that you know of?
I mean, you'll just have to check out our Facebook page.
Ryan Broderson to the 7G Facebook page. Right, so please keep that in mind, 7G Distributing, and nothing better than seeing the Busch Light Latte.
Oh, yeah.
Busch Latte.
We love it.
It's one of the most clever things I've seen. So here's 7G on Facebook. By the way, career opportunity if you know somebody looking for a job. And again, the amount of products that you're able to put into places like Hy-Vee and different, you know, wine and spirit stores. Super exciting. Whoa, you're giving away Vikings and Bears tickets.
Oh, we sure are.
Apparently. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so how can I win those? Can you just give them to me?
Unfortunately, you got to play to win.
Okay.
So on our Facebook page and also on our main 7gdistributing.com/events, we have all of our upcoming events in Dubuque, Davenport, Cedar Rapids, and Iowa City. And basically the end goal is to give away these Vikings and Bears tickets.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. By the way, on Facebook, Coral's grandma checking in. Love that girl so much, says Suzanne. So Grandma is with us right now. Hi, Grandma Suzanne. You seem wonderful. Thanks for reaching out.
She's a great lady.
Maybe Grandma will win the Vikings Bears tickets, and then she'll give them to me.
Or maybe she'll take me, but...
Yeah, you probably can't win because you work there, I imagine. How long, speaking of that, how long have you been with 7G?
I did part-time as a brand ambassador / Bud Girl for a year, and then I started full-time halfway through July.
Excellent. I mean, what a fun, unique job that you have.
Right?
I mean, not a lot of people experience the business that you're in. I mean, for the majority of people, it's like, I go to the store and I pick up my stuff. They have no idea, like, the work that it takes to get it there. And, I mean, you have to be out so much doing different things and being connected to different events. It's important to what y'all get to do, right?
It's crazy busy.
Yeah.
and it's an awesome job. I can't complain.
I was gonna say, and the new digs, the facilities for 7G, not too
Right.
shabby either.
The new
Holy
Davenport office
moly.
is amazing. Have you seen
Yeah.
it at night?
No, I haven't seen it at night.
Oh my
Even
gosh.
better?
Lit up.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's super cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fun to, as someone that, worked in radio in the Quad Cities for 5.5 years back in the day, not to date myself, but, I've known Vern forever, and to see where 7G has come from and where it is and where it's going, I mean, future-proof for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely heading in a good direction, and that direction just continues to be bringing you things you know and love, bringing you things that you should try from brands that you're familiar with, and then maybe even some new favorites.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, Coral, they'll walk into our wine and spirits is like a mall here
Oh,
at
yeah, it
Hy-Vee.
is.
There's the 7G website, and there's some Clydesdales just hanging out in the background. Some people will walk into a place like Wine and Spirits here at Hy-Vee and just feel like, oh my gosh, this is like beer nirvana. There's so
Yeah.
much variety. And I always tell people, like, you just have to ask questions. And the other good thing is that 7G will always have folks here at least once or twice a month
Yeah.
sampling stuff. And that's the time to ask. Like, I don't remember the guy that was sampling this Elysian pumpkin ale, but I felt like I went to beer college after I got done listening to him.
Yeah.
And I almost interrupted him just to say, like, dude, I work here. You don't have to get... But he was so good. He was just
That's what we
rolling.
like to hear.
No, it was great. I mean, all due respect, I felt like I learned a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have to ask the right questions and be willing to try things that might be out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
And pay attention to when, some of these winter beers will be coming out.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Busch Light with a hint of snow. What do you think about that idea?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I mean, we kid about Busch Light, but it is the most popular item sold here at Hy-Vee in Wine and Spirits. Like, you could put it at number 1 on the list, and it would just stay
Yeah.
for all of eternity. And that's great.
Yeah.
People know what they like, but I'm telling you, you owe it to yourself, especially stuff like this copper lager, which,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think this is going to be around forever.
No, it is limited edition.
Right, limited edition, limited release, so maybe you want to stock up on that. I have a beer fridge in the garage, and just see what's new. And I'm so glad that you came down to be on the show and that Grandma's watching. Hopefully we picked up a lifelong fan with Grandma. Thank you for being here.
Thank you
I
for having
appreciate it. I the only thing I wish is that Hy-Vee would allow even perhaps just this show to be able to have a sample while on the clock. When Brent came down with Bud Light Orange, I had to decline the sample, and
They're
it was
delicious.
tough. And I'm not saying I need to drink beer on this show, but it wouldn't be the worst. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate
Thank you.
it. See what's new and grab some of your favorites at Wine and Spirits. We're going to go to the Toyota Muscatine cart cam. We've got a couple things to talk about, and then I literally have to get outside to help rearrange some pumpkins. So, speaking of Busch Latte, may have to have a pumpkin spice Busch Latte in just a bit. And there's different contact locations from to Davenport. All right, very good. So thanks to TJ Deere and thanks to Coral for being on the show today. We appreciate it. It's going to go. Hey, Betsy, you know what today is? National Chocolate Milk Day. Would you like to show us all the different chocolate milk available in the dairy? Thank you, Betsy. She's just looking at me like, Tony, you're annoying. So here's the Toyota Muscatine cart cam. It's a camera strapped to a grocery cart. Coral, we're fancy here. We've got it all figured out. But I don't know. I haven't thrown this way. So yes, the 27th of September, that's the day that this show is happening. At the moment, it is National Chocolate Milk Day. And we are going to celebrate right here, right now, with the Toyota Muscatine cart cam, showing you some chocolate milk available here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee in the dairy department. So Betsy operating the cam, entering the dairy department, adjusting some settings for the lighting because she's really good at what she does, and taking that left turn, heading to Flavortown, y'all. Now, I will sit here and tell you this. One of the things that I do miss about this silly little diet that I'm on is chocolate milk. I haven't had it in a while. And I imagine that, hey, you know what, though? There is chocolate almond milk. I should check that out. I could probably have that. And you can see it right there, the variety. If you want to partake and celebrate National, as I take a sip of my Starbucks, National Chocolate Milk Day, you can do it right here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. And I'll say this, the dairy bar Fisher and Rand and well organized. You know why it looks so good? So Jim Haskin, the dairy manager, used to be the guy that ran, I forget the name. What was the name of the grocery store in South End? Why can't I think of? Yeah, so thank you, Chad. WFO. So Jim Haskin ran WFO, and he's the dairy manager here at Hy-Vee, and it's just a great department. And Jim knows what he's doing. He's a great coworker of mine. His wife also works with him in the dairy. Her name is Lorna, and they're just good people. And like he knows what he's doing. It's one of those departments, and that's why Jim Simmons, our overall boss, is so smart because he's able to find good people. Hopefully, I'm one of them, and just trust that they know what they're doing. And that, like, we don't think twice about the dairy because we know that Jim Haskin is just a rock star. I mean, that would be like having, let me give you a sports analogy. It's like having Michael Jordan and just being able to like say, all right, you can just take over the game. Like that's how the dairy is. Like nobody ever worries. You know that Jim and the crew are going to have it locked down. And it's like their own little world over there. They've got it going on. Seriously. I mean, like you just know that it's going to be looking good and having all the chocolate milk you need. All right, today's also National Corned Beef Hash Day, which would be a great breakfast item, breakfast for dinner or breakfast for lunch. It's Crush a Can Day. Ryan Broderson will be crushing cans on his head after the show. And it's National Scarf Day. Who would be most likely to wear a scarf on the Hy-Vee Today show? Betsy and Ryan pointed at each other. Ryan's hair is almost getting long enough to where he could use his hair as a scarf. Now that's an idea, ladies and gentlemen. Hair scarf. All right, before we wrap up, I want to mention a couple of things. Thanks again for people that came to the keto class last night. We can show you the Fuel Saver ad that started yesterday. We'll show you the Fall into Fall ad that kicks off tomorrow. And then we'll promote a couple of good events happening on Saturday. So whichever order we're going to go in, gents, I'm ready to rock it. And looking forward to getting outside shortly and moving some pumpkins around. Here you go, Fuel Saver flyer. Good looking deals, saving you money at the gas pump each and every week. You can walk into the store, grab a Fuel Saver flyer, and then enjoy not paying full price at the gas pump. Meat department items, frozen department, produce, deli. It's all right there. Calzones with a 15-cent Fuel Saver. Fantastic. And then some floral items. Great idea for tailgating a large vegetable pizza. Tuna steaks, angel. You can find it. When you walk in the door, grab yourself a flyer and enjoy saving here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. We are officially in fall, friends. So our fall-themed Fall into Fall ad makes total sense, especially as I mentioned when my car said it was 52 degrees this morning. Wow. I could just smell pumpkin spice in the air. So these deals officially will kick off on Friday, tomorrow. Now, listen, if you want to come and buy a pumpkin from Kruger and Hoops Farms, they're still going to be $5.99 today on Thursday, but please come and get them. It is while supplies last. We know that some of the pumpkin crop was damaged because of how hot and dry it was, but the pumpkins that we have from, again, Kruger and Hoops Farms are phenomenal. And if you want to make chili, a good deal on lean ground chuck available, pumpkin spice Cheerios and Life cereal if you need that. There's pumpkin pie, bakery fresh pumpkin cookies, pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin bread, and pumpkin bars. Hashtag pumpkin spice everything. Really, I tell you what. Tomorrow on the show, we'll talk to Sam Kester, who is with the River City Throwdown. We'll get you excited for Saturday's River City Throwdown event. That's going to be a good one, happening at the Pearl City Station. It's 12 hours of music, $10, and all the proceeds go to the MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter to help them keep their doors open. You could watch 12 hours of music. You could watch an hour of music. Whatever you want to do, they'll be printing T-shirts on site. Fantastic lineup of music. Doesn't matter what the weather looks like outside because this event is inside at the Pearl City Station. There is the official lineup with the times. That's very exciting to see. That must have just been updated. And all of those bands and artists are volunteering their time, including William Elliott Whitmore. nationally known recording artist, coming to Muscatine. Condor and Jaybird, another fun regional band, heavyweight in the mix. We'll talk to Sam Kester tomorrow, helping out the MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter. Speaking of things happening on Saturday, we talked about this yesterday. The 11th annual Amy Meyer Bike Ride is back and ready to go. You can get signed up at amymeyerbikeride.org. There's the website. You can show up to the Hilltop on Saturday morning and partake. It's all raising money for Gilda's Club and the work that Gilda's Club is able to do for cancer patients and their families, including with their office here in Muscatine. Last year, they were able to donate $10,000 from one event. Way to go, Amy Meyer Bike Ride. Something else that's going on Saturday, and I want to make sure we mention this today and tomorrow, the annual Crossroads Carnival. It's a fun time, and it's a fundraiser, and that'll be happening at Crossroads, right off of Hauser Street, just past, they're definitely down Hauser, but like Hauser and Cedar intersection. You'll see all the signage. It's there, and you will have lots of fun at the Crossroads Carnival, their 5th annual event. Some familiar faces in the dunk tank, like our buddy Jerry Proviance with Jerry's Bait and Tackle, and a good time. We've gone to this over the years. It is a lot of fun if you have kids and you're looking for something to take them to, or if you have grown-up kids like Ryan and Betsy, they would have fun as well. One of the things that they do at the Crossroads Carnival is like a ring toss, and you throw a ring on a 2-liter of pop, and then you win the 2-liter of pop. I've always thought that was kind of creative. So check that out. That's happening on Saturday. 2 things, and then we'll get out of here. Maybe 3. Team staffing, our friends. Betsy thinks I'm good at counting. Team staffing, one of the companies locally that participated yesterday in the Day of Caring, United Way Day of Caring, different companies and individuals going out, making a difference in the community. There's Alan and Trisha. They were doing various projects. I guess Alan is an Illinois fan. That doesn't make any sense. We won't hold it against him. We'll still accept their support. So shout out to team staffing and everybody that made a difference in Muscatine yesterday with all the various projects that were connected to the United Way of Muscatine's Day of Caring. Proud of y'all. That's for sure. Do we have Friday Night Lights preview? We do. Excellent. Friday Night Lights, high school football, Friday. Here are the matchups for this week. Starting off with the Cardinal Comets at Durant. It is homecoming in Durant. Both teams 3-2. We wish the Durant Wildcats well as they look for a homecoming victory and to improve to 4-2 on the season. Good luck to Durant. Mediapolis travels to Columbus. Columbus looking for their first win. Mediapolis looks to stay undefeated. Tipton on the road at Mount Vernon. Tipton also having a good season at 4-1. We'll have recap of scores. The Muscatine Falcons on the road to Comanche, taking on the Indians. Falcons, good luck. We would love for you to go 4-2. We always want to support our area teams, that's for sure. And speaking of which, a couple more games. Wilton Beavers traveling to Wapello. The Wapello Indians 2-3. Wilton Beavers 4-1 on the season. And your Muscatine Muskies road to Hy-Vee. Spartans 1-4, kind of having an off season, but you can never sleep on a Pleasant Valley football team. You don't want to be surprised, and Pleasant Valley team that's 1-4, tell them the Muskies well. Wouldn't it be great if the Muskies could go to 5-1? That 5-1. Still, thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today. My name is Tony Tone. If you ever need anything, you can always reach out to me via the email address on the screen. You can call the store. Facebook message. Try new things in life, like an Elysian night owl pumpkin ale. Staring at me. It's like that owl. Hootie Hoo, owl, Hootie Hoo. Official beer of Hootie and the Blowfish. How many owl puns can I make? 3. You're welcome, world. All right, we'll do it tomorrow on Friday with Sam Kester from the Throwdown Shelter and Hy-Vee's Hy-Vee store director Jim Simmons. And I also should mention on Sunday, Battle Badges tomorrow. We'll promote that a little bit more and show you that info. That's Sunday at Musser Park. Muscatine Fire versus Muscatine Police Department. Thanks for watching. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota of Muscatine, and Team. And if you're watching this on past your bedtime, you should go to sleep. We'll tuck you in a non-creepy way.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.